Thank you to our sponsor, MBA Growth Partners.
Welcome to Studio 501c3. I'm your host, Kim Jones. Thanks for joining us. We're featuring nonprofit organizations that have a 501c3 designation because the IRS has determined that they are charities that have a public benefit, and in most cases, your donation to them are tax deductible. Today, I'm talking with Stephanie Stern, the Program Director of Hope Connections for Cancer Support. They provide programs and support services for individuals experiencing cancer. Stephanie, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me, Kim. I'm very happy to be here and to share Hope Connections. As you said, my name is Stephanie Stern. I'm the Program Director at Hope Connections. I'm also an oncology social worker. Hope Connections is a nonprofit organization, and we are dedicated to helping people who have been affected by a cancer diagnosis and their loved ones. We offer many services. We have support groups, we have cancer-specific support groups, general cancer support groups, caregiver support groups. We also have a bereavement group. We do a lot of mind-body classes, so exercise like gentle yoga, Pilates, Tai Chi, strength and balance, as well as mindfulness classes. And last but not least, we do a lot of educational programs where we have an expert in their field talking about a topic related to cancer. All of our services are professionally facilitated and offered free of cost. Many of our programs now are virtual, which is really nice because we can be available to people anywhere. We are physically located in Bethesda and Landover, Maryland.
Wow. Well, it's a tremendous array of programs and services that you're offering, and it really does, I think, drive home your point about wrapping the family and everyone around for emotional support. In fact, I think I saw on your website there's a motto: no one should face cancer alone.
Yes, that's
how you're manifesting that. Yeah. So how are you determining which programs to design and what works with your audience, with your participants, the families? And you mentioned caregivers. You're actually doing programs for caregivers. So talk a little bit more about all of that.
Be happy to. So when people reach out to Hope Connections, they usually come to our website. We have a first-time visitors form that's a short form that people fill out. And as soon as somebody fills that out, it comes into my inbox. And then I pick up the phone and I personally call everybody to welcome them to Hope Connections, share a little bit more about our services, and answer any questions that they may have. And then together we decide what will be the most helpful for them. Some people are looking for support groups, some people are looking for an exercise class, mindfulness class, or just want an educational program. And so it's not one size fits all at Hope Connections. We really want people to have the best experience. So I get into more details about what a support group looks like, what our exercise classes, entail, mindfulness classes, and upcoming educational programs.
With the mind body, I mean, this has really exploded in recent years, and much because of what we had experienced during the years of the pandemic, allowing people to use that experience in order to take back some control, to de-stress. What does that do for someone who's experiencing cancer? A mind-body experience.
I think the mind-body experience is really powerful and important, and it can bring some control into their lives a little bit too, feeling stronger, feeling also that they are in a group with other people who are going through a similar experience. And I think just that energy of knowing they're not alone, that there's other people in this room who are experiencing something similar, even just our mindfulness classes, feeling that they can go more inward and find some kind of calmness and peace that is oftentimes difficult just to have in our daily lives.
And it's nice to have a partnership, with an organization like yours to help guide you through that. Are you finding that people will say that they now take that up on their own, so that they are doing mindfulness on the days that they're not in a program that you might be offering or anybody might be offering? They've kind of really embraced it themselves?
Yes, I've gotten a lot of great feedback, especially in our support groups, that people are taking that mindfulness that they're practicing at Hope Connections and using it into their lives and finding ways to breathe through things, whether they have an upcoming scan or there's something stressful in their life, that they can then take what they have learned in these classes and apply it into their everyday lives.
You know, I've seen Hope Connections work over the years, and I think that the organization has done a tremendous job on raising awareness about cancer support in general. It's a critical program. It's an innovative program. So we only have about a minute before we go to break. Tell me a little bit about the impact that you're making in terms of raising awareness for people who need to understand more about cancer support.
Well, I think really just helping people understand that they don't have to go through this alone. I think it's really important that people feel validated in their experience, that oftentimes we tell ourselves we have so much to be grateful for, and it's not that bad or difficult. And then what happens is that these difficult feelings that we keep pushing down just keep growing and getting, more difficult, and we're spending so much energy pushing them down. So if people have a place where they can openly share, which I always say, the good, the bad, and the yucky, we want to know when things are going well and cheer you on and be so happy for you. If you are nauseous, fatigued, scared, angry, sad, overwhelmed, all of it, we want to know. And if things are just going sideways that day or that week, we as a community can be here to be supportive of that.
All right.
And
That is, yeah, and that's powerful. So we're going to take a short break, Stephanie, and when we return, I'll talk to you a little bit more about Hope Connections for cancer support. We'll be right back.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right, because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
150 over 90.
180 over 111.
160 over 110. I had a stroke.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life. Lowering them could save you from having a stroke. If you've stopped your treatment plan, restart it or talk to your doctor about creating one that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
Now I'm, trying to get better, stronger than ever.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Welcome back to Studio 501c3. I'm talking with Stephanie Stern, the Program Director of Hope Connections for Cancer Support. So going back to raising this awareness that we were talking about before the break, what do you wish more people knew about, I guess, cancer diagnosis, cancer support, and how this impacts the entire family and community of people around the person who is experiencing cancer?
I think what's helpful is to let people know that they are not alone. And I think cancer can be very lonely. We get inside our own thoughts and feelings. And sometimes we just want to retreat and we don't want to really talk about what's difficult. But if we have a place that we can share openly and honestly how we're doing, it can free us up to feel some other feelings. And so I just would love people to know that it takes a lot of strength to encourage to reach out for support. And that doesn't mean you're not an independent person or that, you're not able to take care of yourself or get what you need by yourself. But sometimes it really can help when you're with other people, and that this is a marathon oftentimes, not a sprint. And so oftentimes people are reaching out for support a little bit later down the line in their treatment, or even after treatment, when they realize that a lot of these feelings are still with them and that their family and friends, as supportive and loving as they are, can't really give them what they need in that moment. And that goes both ways, caregivers and people who have been diagnosed. We all have needs, and we can't always support the person we love, fully support the person we love in that way, because we're so aware of protecting each other. And so we don't want to upset somebody and really maybe openly share our fears and feelings, because we don't want to worry or concern them.
Yeah, thank you for that. I know that you must work in the broader community, building a network or collaborations, and whether it's other supporters in the cancer field, people who are in the medical network. You mentioned you're an oncology social worker. How do you bring all of these people together? And how big is that network? How big must that network be?
Well, we're always trying to grow our network because we know as an organization we're better together. And so we have reached out to other organizations and hospitals to work with them to see how we can best help and support their patients and their families, and also to do educational programs together. We can learn from them, they can learn from us, and just sharing resources. Not everybody can do it all, so we really want to be able to share each other's resources and just know what is in the community so that we can best meet the needs of patients and families.
Good, Stephanie, we've only got about 30 seconds left, but what's next? Is there one thing that Hope Connections is hoping to do more of in the future that you can give us in just a few seconds?
Well, we are looking forward to bringing back people in person. We're working towards that, and we know that not everybody can get back in person. So we are going to be offering hybrid support groups, mind-body classes, and educational programs so that we can really accommodate everybody. And I just hope that if you or your loved one are going through a cancer diagnosis, that you will reach out to us, because we are here to be supportive.
Stephanie, thank you so much for sharing this information today about Hope Connections for Cancer Support. It's a very good resource for people. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me.
And for more information on Hope Connections, visit their website at hopeconnectionsforcancer.org. Thanks to Montgomery Community Media for letting me sit in this chair to bring you valuable information. I'm Kim Jones. See you next time on Studio 501c3.